Let's look at this example that the textbook mentions. Payday loans. What are payday loans? It's very short-term loans made to consumers, often for less than 2 weeks. So you borrow money now, you pay it back within 2 weeks. And there are some companies that specialize in such payday loans, such as AmeriCash Advance and National Payday. How do they work? You walk in one of such companies' offices, you say you want to borrow money, you write them a check today, which is post-dated in the future. You give it to them and they give you cash. So you have just borrowed money from them. And on the payday, on your payday, when you know you will have money from your job to pay back the loan, the company you borrowed the money from cashes your check. For example, you write a check for 120, dated 15 days in the future, which you know is when you will get your, money from your employer. Today, this payday loan company gives you $100 in cash. So you have just borrowed $100 today, and in 15 days, you will pay them back 120. So $20 is basically the interest you're paying them. If you go to www.nationalpayday.com, the website for one of such companies, you will see this very happy couple. I wonder why they're so happy, because if I were them, I would be definitely crying. And you'll see in a second why. If you click on FAQ on that page, it will explain in very small font how they do their math, how much they charge, depending on how much you borrow and for how many days. So for example, you can borrow $100 for 16 days. You will be charged a $25 loan fee. And so the check you write them that's post-dated by 16 days should be for the amount $125. You can also borrow $200 or $300. So it's all very small amounts of money. That's what this business is about. You borrow just a little bit that you need. The fees are pretty high though, right? So let's look at the worst case scenario. You borrow just a little bit, $100. They charge you a loan fee of $25. So after 7 days, you will be paying them back $125. In the last column, you see the APR corresponding to this case equal to $1,303.57%. That's per year. Let's see how they got this number. You borrow 100, they charge you a $25 fee. 7 days later, you pay them back $125. It's nothing but a 25% interest for 7 days. Think about what the interest rate is on, let's say, car loans these days. It's like maybe 4 or 5% per year. This is 25% for 7 days. So it should already look pretty alarming, right? Okay, what does it mean in terms of the APR, annual percentage rate? What's the daily rate that you're being charged? 25% divided by 7 days, that's per day, and then you multiply it by 365 days. And that's how we get 1,303.57% per year. But wait a second, this is not even the true interest rate you're charged. Imagine you borrow $100 and you forget to pay it back for 1 full year. You're not even going to be charged 1,303.57% on $100 that you owe them. You're going to be charged even more. So it's the effective rate that we need to calculate. What's the effective rate? The stated rate that goes into the formula, or the nominal rate in the financial calculator, is 1,303.57, right? That's in percent. Compounded per year is 365 times. You do the math, and you get something unimaginable. The effective annual interest rate is 36,524,696% per year. It's probably hard even to imagine what it really means, but what it means is something like this. If you borrow $1 from this company and forget to pay it back, right, after 7 days, they will come back after 1 year. Of course, they're going to wait 1 year, right? They're going to want to get as much money from you as they can. So after 1 year, you will owe them $365,247.96. That's from $1 you borrow now. So that's how big of an effect the interest compounding makes when it's so often every year. So when it's daily, it's a big difference, right? The big difference between the APR, the annual percentage rate, which is the quoted rate, and the true or the effective rate that you're charged on your money. Let's do this in the financial calculator. Let's increase the decimal places. Second decimal place, let's make it 6. Enter. We want to convert the interest rate from APR to EAR. Press second 2. The nominal rate is 1,303.57. 1,303.57. Enter. Down. Compounded per year is 365 times. 365. Enter. Down. When you see effective, you should stop and press compute. 36,524,191.73%. It's pretty close to what I have on my slide. So we are off, in the last 3 digits for the interest rate and in the decimal places. So the reason why we got a rounding error is because the APR 1,303.57% is rounded to the second decimal place. So if I increase my decimal place before I calculate 1,303.57%, right, then I would see several more numbers after the decimal place. And if I use them as my nominal rate in the EAR interest conversion, I would get exactly the number on my slide, which is perfectly accurate, which says 36,524,696%.